Hey, welcome back to the People Often Suck podcast. We're bringing you true stories of just some really suckety suck people, and you know what? We're also giving shout outs to all the unsung heroes out there, people who, do awesome deeds, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and you know what? Their names need to be out there. They need to inspire everyone. We need to tell their story. I'm Tom, and
I'm TC.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're the usual
Thompson twins.
Yeah. Before we hop into our first story, which it's a doozy today.
It is, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, while you hop into this first story, I want to just forewarn you. Can you get your sound effect ready for when we get to my story, because you're going to need it.
Okay.
And you know which sound effect I'm talking about.
Okay. Will do.
Okay.
And in the meantime, if you people listening could...
If you people... Sorry.
What do you mean by you people?
I'm going to make fun of that. If you people out there...
If you folks, if all our friends out there.
There we go. Yeah. All of you are our friends. Okay.
Yes, we're all friends here. If you wouldn't mind slapping the like button for us. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Oh, that one. Okay, that was a better
Okay.
slap. Okay.
All right. Maybe leave us a comment. Tell us what you like, what you didn't like. Share us with somebody you know, perhaps. Friends, enemies, coworkers, just help us get out there. And just so you know, we're also on the social medias. We got a Facebook, we got an X, and, every once in a while I'll throw a stupid little post. So maybe like it. I need validation.
We keep leaving out that we also have an Instagram.
There's an Instagram too, but I mean, honestly...
No, there's a lot of people who actually follow Instagram.
I don't post much on Instagram, so maybe, if more people would follow us, that inspires some more posts.
That's the only way you're going to survive, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying.
If I don't get 1 million likes by tonight, I will die.
Well, I wouldn't say I'll die, but I will definitely be sad.
Okay.
So we ready to start?
We are ready to start.
Okay.
I'm done interrupting you.
All right. So here we go. This guy, he's the whole package, okay? He is a bank robber, a burglar, a arsonist, kidnapper, sex offender, and the cherry on top, he's a serial killer.
Wow. I thought that the serial killer part was probably a little overdone on the whole thing.
Well, once you've done it all, where else are you going to go?
That is a valid point. Continue.
So this is about Israel Keys.
You went for an easy name too, huh?
Yeah, I did. And he's probably not a serial killer most people have ever heard about.
Okay.
Have you heard of him?
No.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely, not mainstream like, Dahmer or the other guys.
So he didn't really get there on the status of well-known serial killers.
I'm hopeful that people don't know a lot of these people's names, because this is why they do this stuff, is because they want to get noticed.
True.
Well, he would actually target random people across the United States, planning for months before committing a particular crime.
Okay.
Yeah, he would even hide little kill kits in areas that he would plan to come back to.
Oh.
Yeah, so there was no pattern to this guy at all.
No, but I give him props for being very organized.
Well, it's believed, because we don't really know everything this guy did, because a lot of things he did not fess up to.
Okay.
So it's believed that Keys is responsible for at least 11 murders.
Wow.
But authorities are pretty sure
there's probably more.
There's a lot more.
Okay.
So Keys never confessed, but these are just the few that he basically claimed that he was associated with.
Okay.
So he did confess to attempting to rape a sex worker he met in Egypt, as well as a college student in Israel. Yeah.
So he
'Cause I
moves
believe
around.
He was, I think he was in the army, so that's why he was, international.
Got it. Please don't tell me the U.S. Army.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's
Yeah.
one of ours.
Yeah. And we trained him. A FBI report states that Keyes burglarized anywhere from 20 to 30 homes across the U.S., robbed several banks between 2001 and 2012 in both New York and Texas. I guess it's easy pickings in those places.
Okay.
It's
Probably too many people are too trusting.
now a lot of these things, it's believed or they think, because again, a lot of these things they couldn't quite pin him on.
Right. Yeah. So it's just, theories of, we have an unsolved mystery over here. I bet you he was part of it.
It's like he fit the profile, but they couldn't definitively prove it was him.
Right.
So it's believed that he started killing as early as 2001 after he was discharged from the army. And unlike most serial killers, he did not have a victim profile,
Oh,
which is what made this so difficult.
okay.
So
So he was an equal opportunity killer.
literally,
Well.
just no rhyme or reason. He just would see someone and, do his thing.
Wow.
On his murder trips, he would actually, this is not to give people ideas, but he would actually shut his phone off and pay for everything in cash. So so he was smart enough to know about
Trying not
tracking.
to be traced. Yep.
Yeah. So, for example, he once flew to Chicago, where he rented a car, and then drove to Vermont,
It's a nice drive. That's why.
where he had one of his kits.
Really?
Yeah. So while Keyes confirmed and hinted to killing at least 3 people, it was his last victim that ultimately got him caught. It's always the
They
last
do
victim,
eventually,
technically.
which unfortunately, after X amount of victims, but eventually a murderer, a robber, any one of those fields, you're eventually going to get caught.
Yeah. So I didn't want to list every victim because this would make the story so much longer. So I just focused on the last victim,
Sure.
which was actually probably the most shocking victim. It was Samantha Tesla. Tesla, Tessla.
No affiliation.
No
We got
affiliation.
it.
So Samantha Tesla Koenig.
Okay.
She worked at a coffee booth in Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, you went to Alaska?
Yes.
That's a pretty damn cold place to do something.
So I've heard. So Keyes actually kidnapped her from her workplace, sexually assaulted her, and then killed her the next day.
Oh my gosh. What a horrific experience for that poor girl.
Yeah.
I mean, the first part of it is horrific. It gets even more horrific for the second part of it, and then kept her overnight.
Yeah.
Only to kill. Really? You had to do that.
I didn't have to. I just wanted to. But guess what? Nobody died.
That's true. Okay, you got me on that one. Keep going for the killer. Got it.
Yeah. So he left her body in a shed.
Okay.
And then went on a 2-week cruise with his family. Yeah, he had a family.
Wait. He had a family, like, as in a wife and kids?
Well, I know he had a kid. I didn't read anything about a wife.
Well, I mean,
But he definitely had a kid.
apparently he can't hold on to the women for very long because he kills them.
But yeah, so he had obligations with the family. So he, left the body to go on this 2-week cruise.
This is literally a movie of you're living with a monster.
Man, I've done a couple of these stories, and I swear some of them have been turned into like. In fact, they probably have. I mean,
A
everything
Hallmark movie?
like made for TV movie,
Yeah, Hallmark murder and mystery movie?
or based off of.
Yeah, you're not going to acknowledge the Hallmark aspect?
And they always change, the names, and often.
I mean, if he shows up in a little town and it's Christmas time and he saves Christmas and then he kills someone.
It's Alaska. It's Christmas all the time.
True.
So when he came back, this is when things get sick.
Sicker than what you've shared so far.
Yeah. So he came back, applied makeup to her face.
This is the girl that he killed now 2 weeks prior.
Came back to Anchorage, Alaska, where he left her in the shed.
She is frozen, so.
Applied makeup to her.
Yep.
Sewed her eyes open.
Oh my gosh.
And took a photo of her with a 4-day-old issue of the Anchorage Daily News
about her
to show
missing.
No. Just so it has a date on it.
Oh, timestamp it.
So he can show quote unquote proof of life, unquote.
For what reason?
Because he's sick in the head. He's trying to get everyone to think
that she's still alive.
That she is still alive somewhere.
Oh my gosh, this is really
And then
a sick person.
He demanded a $30,000 ransom.
From who?
From the family.
He had to pay for the cruise.
Well, so
I mean, he ended absolutely just morbid, sick in the head.
Yeah,
truly monster.
Right? Like it's like it's bad enough. But then he's now playing with the family's emotions here.
Yeah.
It's jeez, dude. So he ended up dismembering her and disposing of her body in the see now it's my turn now. Matanuska Lake. Matanuska Lake.
I think you did better than I did.
Yeah. Yeah. So he actually did get the money.
He got the money?
Yeah. That's what's weird about this. I don't know how he got it, if it was deposited in some account or something, but he eventually got caught because he was making withdrawals from with Samantha's debit card.
Oh.
And that was in March of 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so he was caught in Alaska.
So he was caught in Alaska, and he was caught, I can't remember what state he was in, but it was in March of 2012.
Okay.
All right. So remember that, because while being held in jail, Keyes somehow managed to conceal a razor blade and then cut his wrists, where he died December 2012.
He took his own life.
Yep. Coward.
He is completely a piece of.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I found some good ones this season.
I'm ending the podcast episode right now because I don't know what else to say. I'm just disgusted with you.
What, did I peak? Was it too soon?
It was too soon.
Oh,
Too soon in the episode.
Should I save this for later in the season?
Oh my gosh, this one is horrible. I mean, serial killers are just, monsters in of themselves because they do, they go beyond just a simple killing of something. They're very calculated. They're very premeditated. Sometimes driven by weird inner fetishes and whatnot that they have in their head.
Well, yeah, there was a Netflix show. It only did 2 seasons, and I can never remember the name of it. But it was based on kind of like the FBI's like profiling division, where like the agents would actually interview serial killers that were caught and find out like, why did you do the things you did, and that's how they kind of came up with being able to profile serial killers is because there was always a pattern.
Right.
There's always something that sparks this desire in them to do these heinous acts. And they've been using these tactics for, decades now to, track down and capture guys like this, except he had no pattern. It was completely at random.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that he's gone.
Glon.
I know. Oh, Glon. I'm glad he's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
But a chicken.
That's the upside.
Yeah, but a chicken poop way of doing it. Like, no, we really should have hung you or put you through lethal injection or even a firing squad. No, we should have been, as the people.
I mean, he saved the taxpayers quite a bit of money.
I guess so, if you want to look at it that way. Although it was in Alaska. They don't quite have the ridiculousness of California.
Do they have a death penalty?
Oh, I'm sure they do. It's Alaska.
What?
I
It's
mean,
not the Wild West.
It's the last final frontier of the Wild West, just frozen over.
So what do? Do they just smear you with honey and let the polar bears at you?
I would be fine with that. In this particular case,
Honestly?
I would totally be fine with that because this piece of crap needed to go. And I'm glad he's gone, but it's just unfortunate that there are a number of murdered victims.
Unsolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
Like I said,
horrible.
there was a bunch of confirmed ones in this story. I just didn't need to go through all of them.
No,
But, yeah.
you didn't. Well, as we prepare to go into my story, you might want to, cue up the all-important sound effect because I decided to not do one, not do two, but do three Florida stories.
Wait, 3 right now or 3 total?
No, 3 right now.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
Oh, it's totally fair. There's little mini stories that will all make up one larger story. They're not connected to each other than they're all from Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see how we go on timing. I might do only 2 stories. But so if you're ready,
Yeah.
I would like to now go into my stories of Florida.
See, now you're into it.
Now I'm into it.
It was more fun when you weren't.
Oh, well, I still think it's a cheesy but sound effect.
Jeez.
I know. See, this is what Florida does to me. My friends in Florida hate me now. You don't need to keep doing it. Okay, so my segment is literally called out as a couple of Florida stories. The first one, let me show you the picture of the guy. That should already get you in the frame of mind. And if you go on our social media, you'll see the pictures of these individuals. So, a recent story, actually, as of the recording of this episode. This took place in April of 2025 on a weekend in Central Florida, where a teacher named Samuel Davison, age 33, was arrested on a charge of domestic battery by strangulation, according to the arrest affidavit. Now you're wondering, did a student just go too far? I mean, I have some friends who were teachers, and I know that at times they just get, their buttons pushed quite a bit by the kids. But
Yeah, they should bring back paddling.
I agree. We had paddling when I was in school. Shut up. I never got paddled, so shut up. Anyhow, on Sunday, April 13th of, again, 2025, Brevard County deputies responded to a battery report at an Artisan of Vieira Apartments in Melbourne. Sounds like a fancy place, but again, this is in Central Florida. So the female victim that Davidson pulled her. Basically, the allegations are that Davidson pulled her into a bathroom and threw her to the ground, and then straddled her while placing both hands around her neck while attempting to choke her.
Oh.
Now, it's not anywhere in the article. It never actually states who the victim, the name, or anything like that. So I'm assuming the victim probably was underage, probably under the age of 18. Again, he's a high school teacher, so you have to imagine that this was probably a high school student. Now, what's worse, the strangulation attempt part was bad enough, but to add injury to insult, Davidson repeatedly opened and closed the bathroom door on her right arm.
What?
This guy is a whack job. So the deputies were saying that the victim was trying to get her cell phone and router, weird, back from Davidson while he was in the bathroom before the alleged attack happened.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, bathroom router. Yeah.
I guess so. So, yeah, he's a teacher at the Vieira High School. And as of this recording, he has been
I'm just
placed.
Like imagining that door slamming on.
I know. So, as of this recording, this teacher was placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. Shocker. And then, yeah, just like, what the hell? So you got this guy, Samuel Davison, teacher. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preface this. Again, I have many friends who are teachers or in the school administrative world of life. They're all very wonderful people, and we all love our teachers for the most part. Not this one. Not this one at all. And if you do go to the social media and you see his picture, you're probably not going to be too shocked. I mean, you saw his picture.
It looks like a teacher.
Yeah, but kind of a weird teacher.
I mean, Florida.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. There you go. Story number 2. Let me show you the picture.
So Florida?
Oh, these are all Florida. Come on.
All right. Okay.
Oh, you're going to... I don't know if we need to do it for every single one of the stories, but that's fine. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let me see that picture again.
Oh, see the picture again?
Ooh.
Again, if you want to see who these people are, just go to our social media. You will see. I know he looks very unhappy, very angry person.
The orange looks good on him.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it really stand out well in the picture. So keeping with the school theme from Florida, this time it's a school bus attendant in Osceola County. Oh, I just know I'm going to hear from my Floridian friends. Was arrested for allegedly inappropriately touching young girls.
Wait, what was it? A superintendent?
No, school bus attendant.
Oh, school bus attendant.
Yeah. Does he look like a superintendent?
What's a school? What's a school bus attendant?
I guess they must sit on the bus and just be there as an additional person who's helping who's there's the driver and then there's somebody of an adult age that's on the bus.
Okay.
Just making sure the kids are okay and everything. Well, obviously they weren't okay because the actual school bus attendant was an a-hole. So Brian Lewis, 22 of Kissimmee, I did say that name right, was arrested in April of 2025 on battery charges. You're going to be really kind of dumbfounded as to what he did. So in a joint investigation between Osceola County Sheriff's Office and St. Cloud Police Department found inappropriate touching of students over 2 dates in March of 2025. The incidences were captured on the school bus surveillance camera. Yes, they have cameras on the school bus, you idiots.
When are people going to realize? Just assume you are always under always under surveillance.
Right.
Whether it's a Ring camera, a store surveillance camera, a Tesla, somebody's cell phone, you're just always being watched.
Well, now I know not to pick my nose in Target. But anyhow, so
I'm still going to do it. I don't care.
You know what? You be you. Here's the sad part. The victim was a 5-year-old girl.
God. Oh.
5-year-old girl.
You know how hard it is to not swear at that?
I know, right? Yeah, absolutely. So along the route, deputies said Lewis could be seen touching the girl's face, pinching her cheeks, placing his finger in her mouth, tickling her, hugging her, and pressing his face against her face and neck area, apparently kissing her.
What the?
It's not your niece. It's not your child. It's not your cousin. What the, and
I'm sorry. It's not your cousin? Just because it's Florida.
I know. I kind of caught myself after I said that one. But I mean, what the F are you doing? This is, look, camera or no camera, I don't get real. I mean, I'm glad there was a camera because they were able to actually see that he was the one who was doing this and what he was doing.
Yeah.
But what the hell do you think you're doing to any of them?
You know, they really need to utilize Gitmo.
Without a doubt.
You know,
this is where waterboarding. This is where waterboarding should be enacted to take care of some of these people who do this to kids.
I'm down.
Yeah, totally down. And I saw Working Man, and you know they had a scene in there that was kind of some waterboarding style scene, and that looked awful. So I want that to happen to this guy. Anyhow, so Lewis had been working for the district in the transportation department since August of 2022. So new, but not totally new. I mean, he's been there long enough now that, you know, more than a year and a half in. Still, though, 22 years old, so they hired him pretty young. The county school district has confirmed that Lewis is no longer employed. Shocker!
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was eventually arrested on April 16th of 2025, and as of this recording, was being held without bond as he awaits his court hearing.
Good.
Yeah. I mean,
see how he likes getting touched by by men bigger than him.
Yeah, by Bubba. I hope he's getting touched and kissed on the neck and all that other stuff by Bubba.
Get his cheeks pinched.
But look at, he's like angry looking face and everything. I mean, what a just I hope that there's no other true examples of him literally going through and, you know, molesting any child anywhere else that we don't know about.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that poor little girl has adjusted and, you know, it isn't going to affect her for the rest of her life. But our last story, which is my favorite of the three, you can see the beautiful happy-go-lucky girl there.
Mm.
Kimberly Shopper, 52, is apparently one hell of a shopper and seller.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was arrested for knowingly purchased and offered human bones for sale on Facebook Marketplace.
What? What?
I didn't know that it was a thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is up, Florida?
I don't know. So the charges are basically of trading in human tissue, which violates the state regulations protecting human remains. In an extensive 15-month investigation beginning back in December of 2023, it basically started when a local resident reported that Wicked Wonderland was advertising human bones for sale on its Facebook page.
Just why? Why are people the way that they are?
I don't know. It's a good question. So, according to the police reports, Items include skull fragments. Like, where did you get that? A clavicle, scapula, ribs, vertebrae. Oh, ribs, vertebrae, sorry. That was listed on my paper.
Idiot.
I know, damn it. And a partial skull with prices ranging from $35 to $850.
Just, at least, does it say if these were like all from the same body or?
Nope, doesn't say that.
God.
Now, Shopper, interesting name for her.
Yeah.
Shopper's business partner, Ashley Lilesi, reportedly admitted that they had been selling human bones for several years. They both claim ignorance of Florida's law prohibiting such sales.
Oh, shocker. They claim ignorance.
And bones were used, they were claiming bones
Yeah.
were used for educational model purposes only.
I just assume ignorance is the default over there.
Yes. Look at the face.
Yeah.
That's ignorance right there.
Yeah.
So many of the bones were purchased from private sellers. They don't say where. They don't say where they got them from.
Jeez.
Medical examinations determined some remains were of archaeological origins, with one of the bone samples estimated to be more than 100 years old and another one more than 500 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So for the record, Floridians, it is illegal in the state of Florida to purchase or sell human bones.
Why is that a state thing? That should just be
National should be a federal
Yeah.
thing. 100%. And actually, it's interesting you brought that up. I haven't looked into it. I'm kind of curious myself. I might actually look into that, and maybe I'll bring that up in a future episode as a follow-up that, hey, every state has that, so don't do that anywhere.
just you know what? There doesn't even need to be a law. Just don't do it. Just don't do
I
it.
agree. Don't do it. I mean, it's really kind of weird that you would do something like that. So apparently her business partner will be arrested on similar charges as well. But as of the time of this recording, I didn't have any update as to if she was actually arrested or not. But yeah, you can't claim ignorance on things like that. Sorry there, folks, but don't buy or sell human remains. It's not
Cool.
But I do want to thank the state of Florida
Yes.
for sharing some great entertaining stories.
They are just a bottomless well of material for us. But you know what?
And we are, by the way, I just want to say, we have been diligently looking for positive stories, so it's not just one-sided. And we will one day present one.
You know what? That day is today.
No way.
I have a positive story coming from Florida.
Now, I want to make sure everyone understands, Tom and I do not share at all what our stories are going to be.
Nope.
I have no idea any of his topics. He has no idea any of my topics. We don't exchange anything ahead of time. So the fact that I did 3 mini stories from Florida and you actually have a positive one from Florida, that is amazing. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They're due.
They are overdue.
Yes. So this is about Nicole Navarro, founder of Positive, spelled P-A-W.
This is going to be another animal. Why do we always tie positive
The animals
stories?
bring out the happy, feel good,
They do.
Feelings of dopamine that we all crave.
Dopamine, okay.
Positive Beginnings, a nonprofit fox sanctuary in Key Largo, Florida.
Okay.
So her journey with foxes started back in 2018 while she was volunteering at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office Animal Farm in Key West. There's a lot of keys in Florida.
And yet,
No
none
doors.
of them open up a door.
Badooch. I should have that sound keyed up.
Yeah. Yes, you should.
So it was there that she recognized the urgent need for dedicated sanctuaries capable of providing lifelong care for fox rescued from the fur trade.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, is like, are foxes so prominent in Florida that they need saving? It's not so much that they're all in Florida. It's just
Wherever this is happening.
again, I got to bite my tongue here. POSs still use real fox fur.
Oh, my gosh.
So Nicole founded Positive Beginnings in March of 2020, which, poor timing.
Yeah, that's in March 2020. Well, she had some time at home. Don't forget, though, in Florida, they were not locked down as long. So that was a definite positive for that state.
True. Plus, it's foxes, so I guess it's different.
They don't get COVID.
No, they get everything else.
Yes, they do.
So creating a safe haven for rescued foxes where they can heal and thrive and inspire change.
Aw.
Yeah. They offer crucial animal-assisted therapy to at-risk youth and adults recovering from trauma.
Wow.
So they're kind of like, emotional support foxes.
I think foxes are cool animals. In fact, that's one of my favorite stories whenever I come, or videos when I come across them, like on a reel or on Instagram. And I always love, they're just can be, I know they can be cunning, and I know they can get your chickens and, other farm animals that are small and all that stuff. But they can be very loving and very, very friendly and all that stuff. But they're smart.
Not to say that you should approach any wild foxes or,
Okay, thank you, Mr. Disclaimer. Yes.
I'm just saying.
No, you shouldn't, but...
You shouldn't. Or should you house one thinking that it's, going to be trainable like a
No,
like
you're
a dog.
right. These were, any of the ones I saw where they were actually in a house with a family, they were rescue situations where they knew that the fox would not be sustainable on their own out in the wild.
And something else I learned while looking into this, I knew nothing really about foxes. Have you seen the different types of colored furs that foxes have?
No, I'm
you're just
really
thinking of like the
more red ones.
Yeah, the reddish white. There, there's also white. There's black. There's browns. It's like there's a plethora
I didn't
of
know
colors.
that. Wow,
I did not know that either. That's because, again, gotta bite my tongue here. POSs purposely breed them these colors for the fur trade.
I always thought that it was an innocent, kind of an innocent little call back in my time in school when we called, our friends foxes.
Oh my God.
I'm showing my age.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Tell me how old you are without telling me how old you are.
Shut up. Hey, you're a fox.
Well, thank you.
Not you. But that's what people would say back then. Well, anyhow, go ahead.
So what's troubling with these different colored furs is, they're not meant for nature. So they can't survive on their own with these different varieties.
So these animals that have been inbred to try to get certain colors on their fur are incapable of living in the wild because, again,
they stand out.
They stand out, but they're also now, I think there's a certain level of dumbing down an animal when you do a lot of different like crossover breeds and stuff like that. And
it creates a lot of health issues too.
Right.
So, look at any purebred dog today, the amount of health issues that they have versus dogs from 50 to 100 years ago.
Yeah,
they didn't exist.
Right.
Yeah, we inbred the heck out of them.
Once again, when mankind gets involved, we screw it up.
Yeah. If you ever see those memes with it's like a wolf, it's like ancestor, and then it shows the chihuahua next to it. It's like, yeah, how did we do that?
Right.
Why did we do that?
Or when a young man turns into a wolf and then
No, that's a movie.
And a sucky movie at that.
What?
Twilight.
Oh, jeez.
I have to tell you real quick.
How much you're a Edward?
No. I'm not a dog fan or the Bat Boy fan. I hated those movies. I never saw the first two. And I got invited by my friend from iHeart at the time to the premiere.
All right, hold on. I got to sit down for this.
You do? Okay, yes. And so we went to the premiere of the third one, I think it was. And of course, we pre-gamed it. So I was feeling pretty good sitting in the theater. And
I almost feel like that's a necessity to sit
100%
through that.
100%. And if you're familiar with the old Comedy Central show, and eventually on Sci-Fi wasn't as good there, Mystery Science Theater, Theater 3000. So they sat in the front and they basically riffed on the movie.
Yeah. You know what? That still exists, doesn't it?
It does, not in a great form. But anyhow, so I riffed this entire movie, and the person next to me was just cracking up. I was like, so which one are you for, the Bat Boy or the Dog Boy? And then, if I remember rightly,
I bet all the teen girls around you were really upset.
No, she was laughing. She was totally laughing. And because I was pointing out the obvious, I go, I have a feeling, this is again on the third movie. I said, I have a feeling that the composer of this movie wasn't watching the movie when he was actually composing the music because it didn't match anything. Anyhow, I will tell you that is the only way to enjoy Twilight. I do not advocate for you to get drunk out there, but at least be somewhat tipsy because that's the only way you can actually survive watching that movie. So
basically, your health advisory is to not be sober.
To enjoy a Twilight movie. And the best way to truly, if you ever want to watch anything of Twilight, is to go on YouTube and watch honest trailers for the Twilight movies. They are the best at capturing the essence of each movie. And
no, you know what is the channel where they they basically they dub over the original.
Oh. Yes.
What, like lip reading?
Yeah, lip sync.
Bad
lip
sync.
syncing. Yes.
Yeah. Those are great.
I need to check that one out for Twilight because I'm telling you, I hate Twilight so much.
That was the only way I watched it.
There was one part, I don't know if it was in 3. I think it was in 3. And the dog boy, whatever his name was, and all of his dog friends, they were all wolves at the moment. And then they all started talking to each other as wolves. And I think I leaned over again to the person next to me because they had no choice. And I said, do wolves really talk to each other like that? She goes, I'll admit it, this part's even weird to me. And I'm like, I don't understand why they didn't just change back into humans and start talking to each other. But anyhow, dumb movies.
So, nice segue. Went from foxes to you reminiscing your days watching Twilight.
Anyhow, is there any other happy aspects to the story?
Well, there's a little bit more. So,
okay, good.
They are doing private tours of the sanctuary that include education about foxes, their past, brief history of the fur farming, and going in with the foxes to give them little treats.
Oh, wait, where's this again in Florida?
Key Largo.
So that's down further south, obviously, right?
Wow. How's the song go?
Key Largo. Whatever.
So they collaborate with organizations in regions where farming is prevalent.
Oh.
Yeah. And they offer placement assistance for the foxes in need. And if they are unable to provide sanctuary, then they actively network with other reputable rescues to ensure that each fox is placed in the hands of a qualified caregiver, which is so cool. It's like, well, okay, if we can't get a hold of them, we've got other people we know that can, which
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
So Navarro hopes to raise enough money to upgrade the fox enclosures to black rubber-coated wire because it lasts longer and is more comfortable for the animals, and it doesn't rust in the salty Florida atmosphere.
AKA humidity.
Correct.
So is there a website?
Yeah. If anyone's interested in donations or they just want to learn a little bit more, you just go to positivebeginnings.org.
And that's not POSITIVE, right?
It's PAWSITIVE, beginnings, all one word,
Okay.
.org.
Awesome. I'm going to go check it out because I think that's cool.
Yeah, honestly, it every little bit counts. I mean, the cost of a cup of coffee.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. And these poor little guys are getting home
Yeah.
and they're getting rescued.
That's the important part is, they're taking them out of the fur trade, which
2025,
that still exists. It amazes me what still exists.
Oh, 100%. I saw a disturbing video of these total a-holes over in Africa, and they had captured a rhino and they sawed off the horn.
Jeez.
They didn't kill they didn't kill the rhino.
Oh my God.
They just sawed off the horn.
They practically gave
Exactly.
it a death sentence.
100%. Because what is the defense now of that poor rhino?
Oh my God. Well, yeah. I mean, plus it can get infected.
You get infected, all that stuff. And do
Oh
they
my
even
God.
care if there's any sort of nerves that run at all through that? I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not an animal expert. Regardless, these people are, these are just people that I would love to like nail their fingernails and, and take off their limbs and see what they think.
It's only fair.
I'm not advocating, violence, but just what people
yes.
can do to animals so carelessly and heartlessly, all just for the mighty dollar.
Yeah. And isn't it like some stupid myth that like they use rhino horn for like an aphrodisiac?
Yeah, I do remember hearing about that. Yeah. Like people just go out and eat some damn oysters.
Honestly.
I mean, I don't know that does it, but I don't like oysters, but oh well.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I wish I did. But
You're all out of it?
I'm all out of foxes.
We have devoted 2/3 of this episode to the wonderful state of
Florida.
Well, that's all we have for now. People Often Sucks podcast is recorded at the Kilroy Was Here recording studios and is written and hosted by yours truly and there you go. And produced by Mark Wallengren. I'm not going to correct that. That's what you want to leave it as. There you go. Thank you for listening. And if there is a story you think we could talk about in the future, and we will give you credit for it too, by the way, if you do, shoot us a message on Facebook, Instagram, or X. And please, 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 now I am pleading with you. Tom did it last episode. Now I'm pleading with you.
Do it.
Please share our podcast with family and friends to help us grow our audience because
Yes.
that's the only way we're going to be able to continue to come back and keep doing these.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Right, Tom?
I need bunnies.
He needs monies. And he just can't do that 2-hour drive anymore.
No.
Anyhow, don't forget to like or comment. And until next time, don't become a POS because you could very well end up on our podcast.
Bye.